Yo, what is up guys? Dale Boy here, aka Blue Collar Sports TV. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. By the way, before we get into this video, if you could hit the bell icon next to the subscribe button, that would really help me out. Basically, it just notifies you when I upload a video. Anyway, enough of that nonsense. Dmitry Bivol is targeting a fight with Canelo Alvarez at £168. My thoughts on this. First and foremost, the actual style clash, the fight itself, I think it's a good fight. I think it's an interesting fight. Stylistically, Dmitry Bivol, in my opinion, would pose Canelo Alvarez a lot of problems. Bivol is a guy who likes to use his feet. He's got a nice jab, he controls the distance, and he'll basically make you chase the fight. He's a guy who doesn't take many risks. He'll point score, he'll keep you at range, and he'll make you chase the fight. Historically, Canelo has struggled with that style in the past. You can go back to the Mayweather fight, for example, the Yaroslav Lara fight, the Austin Trout fight, even to a lesser extent against Sergey Kovalev when Kovalev was popping the jab. You know, Canelo was losing rounds based on that. So I think Canelo, if he chases a fight against a guy who can move, I think that's the style Canelo struggles with the most, in all honesty. So stylistically, Dmitry Bivol is a very hard fight for Canelo, and it's a fight I would like to see. So the fight itself I like, I've got no problem with the fight. However, I think Dmitry Bivol really needs to be focusing on actually improving his resume, to be honest. I like Bivol, I think he's a technically sound fighter, but listen, you can't be basing your career on the hope of getting a fight with Canelo. Far too many fighters do this, and it really puts their careers on hold. Jamal Charlo's the perfect example, you know, holding out for a Canelo fight, not doing any work in the meantime, not building a resume, not building a legacy. I don't want Dmitry Bivol to fall into that same trap. We see it far too often in boxing these days. Kell Brook with Amir Khan, another example, you know, of guys waiting around for one fight, and in the meantime, they do nothing. Fair enough, Dmitry Bivol wants the fight, he should say he wants the fight, but in the meantime, don't sit around doing nothing, you know, don't sit around fighting subpar competition. We want to see Dmitry Bivol try to unify at light heavyweight. An all-Russian fight with Artur Beterbiev is a fight I would love to see. Great fight, great stylistic fight. These are the fights Bivol really needs to be targeting. And if the guy wants to move down to 168, which I think he can actually do, he's not a big light heavyweight, I think he can move down to 168. But if you do that, you know, try and fight the likes of a Callum Smith. That fight is makeable. Both guys are with Eddie Hearn. That's a great fight. And if you can beat a Callum Smith, a Benavidez, a Caleb Plant, one of these guys or two, then at that point, you become a more attractive proposition for Canelo. And that's the problem here. A lot of guys just wait for a Canelo fight instead of going out there to try and force the issue and actually earn it. Far too many fighters, you know, just sit and hope that they get a big fight without working in the meantime. And I've noticed that with a lot of fighters. It's not just in regards to trying to get a Canelo fight, you know, but there's other examples. We saw that a lot in the Mayweather era, where a lot of these welterweights weren't taking risks in the hope that they would get selected to fight Floyd. I don't want to see that anymore. I really don't. Dmitry Bivol, still quite young. I think he's 28, 29 years old, something like that. He's got a lot of time. Build a resume. Try to unify. If you want to move down, try to fight one of the champions at 168. That's what Dmitry Bivol should be doing. Again, there's nothing wrong with stating your ambition to fight Canelo. It's the biggest fight in boxing. Fair enough. But all I'm saying is, don't lose focus of what's in front of you. Fight the guys in and around your weight. World-class guys. Build a resume. That just strengthens your case for a fight with Canelo. That's all there is to it, really. You know, that's all there is to it. And as for Canelo himself, listen, he'll pick and choose who he wants to fight. You need to create public demand for a fight with Canelo. And right now, nobody's really calling for that fight with Bivol and Canelo. Us hardcores, we would love to see the fight. I think we all agree that's a great fight. But, yeah, Bivol needs to really forget about Canelo for now, because it's not going to happen. Build your own resume. forge your own career, get some good names, and go from there. You know, that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. You know, Floyd Mayweather, you know, a lot of people don't like him, but before he became a pay-per-view star, he had some bodies on the resume. Castillo, Corrales, you know, Zab Judah and the likes. He fought some good guys before he got that opportunity to fight Oscar De La Hoya. And that's how it's supposed to be done. Too many guys skip that pretty boy phase, you know, the pretty boy Mayweather phase when the guy was fighting people. Too many fighters try to avoid that phase and jump straight into a massive fight. You know, yeah, they may get picked, but I don't think it's worth putting your career on hold in the hope of getting a big fight. That's how I see it anyway. And like I said, I think we're seeing far too much of that in boxing. A lot of these guys really are playing politics. And yeah, it's really coming to harm a lot of fighters in the sport right now. I see a lot of fighters just stagnating, fighting subpar competition in the hope of getting a big fight. Anyway, that's just my opinion on Bivol versus Canelo. I like the fight, but hopefully, you know, Bivol fights guys in the meantime and builds a resume. Obviously, right now, everything's up in the air. There's no boxing, as we know. But once normal service is resumed, do your thing, build your career, and then go from there. Anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Again, if you could smash the like, hit the subscribe button, it really helps me out. Share your thoughts below. I'll be intrigued to hear what you guys have to say on this. Peace.